Hi everyone, welcome to Structure and Functions of the Human Body 2, the immune system. The group members for this assignment is Naomi Ince Williams, Kalissa Lead Lucas, Ananda Nore, Falara Sigwebing Singh, Kadisha Augustus, and Kim Thomas. Our agenda would be an overview of the immune system, the key components, immune responses, mechanisms of action, examples of diseases and immune system dysfunction, as well as recent advancement in immunology or immune therapy. And this is just a brief overview. The immune system is crucial for defending our bodies against pathogens, making understanding its function essential for health and disease prevention. Some of our objectives are understanding immune responses, identifying key cells, and learning about pathogens. Our goals are enhancing disease resistance, promote overall health, and develop vaccines and treatments.
Overview of the immune system. The immune system's vital role is to protect your body against harmful substances and cell changes that can make you ill. The immune system is divided into innate and adaptive immunity. Innate immune system. This is the first line of defense against pathogens, providing a rapid, non-specific response to pathogens. Innate includes physical barriers such as the skin and mucous membranes, which trap and block pathogens. Chemical barriers such as stomach acid and enzymes that stop germs from growing, and cells like neutrophils, macrophages, and natural killer cells that identify and destroy invaders. Adaptive immunity. This is a specialized and highly specific defense mechanism that develops in response to exposure to pathogens. Unlike innate immunity, it takes longer to activate, but provides a targeted response through the action of B cells, which produces antibodies, and T cells, which destroys infected or abnormal cells. A key feature of adaptive immunity is its ability to remember past infections through memory cells, allowing for faster and more effective response when the same pathogen is encountered again. This memory forms the basis of how vaccines work, providing long-lasting protection against specific diseases. So here we have a diagram of the innate and adaptive immunity. On the left-hand side, you can see the adaptive immunity, the B lymphocytes as well as the T lymphocytes, and on the right-hand side, you can see a small description of the innate immunity.
The key components of the immune system, the cells, the organs, and tissues. The immune system is complex and is divided into two categories, the innate immunity and adaptive immunity. The innate immune system cells include phagocytic cells, such as neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, macrophages, and mast cells, also the dendritic cells, whilst the adaptive immune system cells include the lymphocytes, T cells, B cells, and the natural killers cells. The functions of the cells in the immune system. The basophils are responsible for the defense against parasites. They release histamines that causes inflammation. The neutrophils are the first responders on sites of infection and trauma, releasing toxins that kills and inhibits pathogens, and also recruits other immune cells to the infection sites. The eosinophils releases release to kill bacteria and parasites. The macrophages consume foreign pathogens and stimulate responses of other immune cells. The mastocytes dilute blood vessels and induces inflammation through the release of histamine and heparin. The natural killer cell kills tumor cells and virus-infected cells. The T cells destroys the body's own cells that have been taken over by viruses or become cancerous. The B cells produce antibodies that are used to attack invading bacteria, viruses, and toxins. The dendritic cells present anti-agents on the surface to trigger adaptive immune responses. We will now look at the organs and tissues in the immune system. The immune system consists of a variety of organs and tissues that work together to protect the body from harmful pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and other invaders. The main organs and tissues includes the bone marrow. The bone marrow is the soft tissue inside the bone where blood cells, including white blood cells, immune cells, are produced. It plays a critical role in the production of immune cells like lymphocytes, B and T cells. The thymus, located behind the sternum, the thymus red blood cells. It also stores white blood cells that fights infections. The spleen plays an important role in the immune surveillance. Lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are small, bean-shaped structures located throughout the body, especially in the neck, armpits, and groin. They filter lymph and trap pathogens where immune cells can attack them. Lymphatic vessels. The lymphatic system is a network of vessels that transport lymph and help remove waste from tissue. Lymphatic vessels connect lymph nodes and organs like the spleen and thymus. The tonsils. The tonsils is located in the back of the throat and are the first line of defense against inhaled and ingested pathogens. They help trap germs and contribute to the immune response. The mucosal associated lymph node tissue. These include structures like the Peyer's patch in the intestines, which monitors and responds to pathogens that enter through the mucosal surface, such as the digestive and respiratory tract. The skin. The skin acts as a physical barrier, preventing harmful microorganisms from entering the body. It is an important first line of defense.
Immune responses. Immune responses are the body's defense mechanism against pathogens like bacteria, viruses, and other harmful substances. These responses are broadly categorized into primary and secondary immune responses, depending on whether the body is encountering a pathogen for the first or subsequent time. Primary response. Primary immune response is the body's initial reaction to a newly encountered antigen, like a pathogen. It involves the activation of a naive B and T cells, leading to the production of antibodies and the development of a specific immune memory. This response is slower and less potent than the secondary response that occurs upon subsequent encounters with the same antigen. Initial encounter. When the body first encounters a novel antigen, its immune system is unprepared. The lymphocytes, B cells, and T cells that recognize and respond to this specific antigen are naive, which means they have not been exposed to it previously. The innate immune system provides the initial defense, while the adaptive immune system, mainly B and T cells, begin to learn and react. Activation and expansion. Recognition of an antigen activates naive B cells, which thereafter develop into plasma cells, producing antibodies, and memory B cells. T cells that recognize the antigen are also activated and divide into helper T cells, which assist B cells, and cytotoxic T cells, which kill infected cells. Antibody production. The main antibody generated is IgM, which is larger and self-effective than IgG. As the reaction proceeds, IgG synthesis rise and becomes the predominant antibody type. The total amount of antibody generated is typically lower than in a secondary reaction. Memory cell formation. The main response also produces memory B and T cells. These memory cells remain in the body and respond more quickly and strongly when exposed to the same antigen again. Duration and characteristics. The initial immunological response may take days or weeks to mature. It normally peaks between 5 and 10 days after antigen exposure. The first response is typically weaker and slower than the secondary response. Secondary immune response. The secondary immune response is a rapid and strong immune reaction that occurs upon subsequent exposure to a previously encountered antigen. Thanks to the memory cells established during the primary response, it is characterized by a quicker and more effective response, with memory B and T cells quickly recognizing the antigen and activating a robust antibody and cells-mediated immune response. Secondary response process. Memory cells. The presence of memory B and T cells, which are produced during the first immune response, is crucial for the secondary response. Swift activation. A swift and heightened immune response is brought on by memory cells, quick recognition and binding to the antigen. Increased antibody production. Memory B cells undergo differentiation into plasma cells, which generate large quantities of antibodies, mainly IgG, that are better at neutralizing the antigen. Immunological memory and vaccination. Vaccines introduce a weak and inactive antigen to trigger a primary immune response, which results in the development of memory cells that can offer prompt and efficient defense when the actual pathogen is later encountered. This process is known as the secondary response. IgG dominance. In the secondary response, IgG takes over as a predominant antibody, whereas IgM is the first antibody generated in the main response. And this is a display of the primary and secondary immune response. As you can see, the antibody concentration of both primary immune response and secondary response. I now pass you along to my colleague.
Mechanisms of action. The immune system is your body's defense against diseases and infections. It works by recognizing and destroying harmful invaders like bacteria, viruses, and cancer cells. First line of defense. Physical barriers, skin, mucous membranes, and other tissues that prevent pathogens from entering the body. Chemical barriers, tears, saliva, stomach acid, and other secretions that kill or inhibit pathogen growth. Example, the skin's protective layer and the antimicrobial peptides found in saliva and tears help prevent infection. Second line of defense, innate immune system. This is a rapid, non-specific response that involves immune cells like macrophages, dendritic cells, and natural killer cells. Inflammation, a response that recruits immune cells to the site of infection and helps contain it. Phagocytosis, the process by which cells engulf and destroy pathogens. Complement system, a series of proteins that enhance inflammation, activate phagocytes, and directly attack pathogens. Examples, macrophages engulf and digest pathogens, and natural killer cells kill infected cells. Third line of defense, adaptive immune system. This response is slower but more specific and long lasting. Lymphocytes, B and T cells, specialized cells that recognize specific antigens, foreign molecules, and create antibodies or directly attack infected cells. Antibodies, proteins that bind to pathogens and neutralize them or mark them for destruction. Memory cells, long-lived lymphocytes that remember previous infections, allowing for faster and more effective response upon re-exposure. Examples, B cells produce antibodies that target specific viruses, and T cells kill infected cells. Disease and immune system dysfunction. Immune system dysfunction refers to any condition where the body's immune system doesn't function properly, leading to a variety of diseases. This dysfunction can manifest an overactive immune system, leading to allergies or autoimmune diseases, or an underactive immune system, leading to immunodeficiency. Autoimmune diseases, lupus, a chronic autoimmune disease that can affect multiple organs and tissues, including the skin, joints, kidneys, and heart. Rheumatoid arthritis, an autoimmune disease primarily affecting the joints, causing inflammation, swelling, and pain. Type 1 diabetes. The immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys insulin producing cells in the pancreas. Immunodeficiency diseases. Severe combined immunodeficiency, a rare genetic disorder where the immune system is severely compromised, making individuals highly susceptible to infections. AIDS, caused by HIV, a virus that attacks and destroys immune cells, leading to a weakened immune system and increased risk of infections. Leukemia and lymphoma. Certain types of cancer can weaken the immune system, making individuals more vulnerable to infections. Overactive immune system. Allergies. Reactions to allergens like pollen, dust, or food, causing symptoms like sneezing, itching, and wheezing. Asthma, an inflammatory condition of the airways often triggered by allergens or irritants, leading to wheezing, coughing, and shortness of breath. Eczema, a skin condition causing itchy, inflamed, and sometimes cracked skin, often linked to allergies.
Recent advancements in immunology or immune therapy, example vaccines or CAR-T cell therapy. Cancer immunotherapy has emerged to revolutionizing cancer treatment. This treatment harnesses the body's immune system to identify and destroy malignant cells. Studies have shown that modifying immune cells, such as T cells, and altering cancer cells makes them less aggressive. Types of mechanism of immunotherapy are monoclonal antibodies. It's an antibody protein which is created in the laboratory and clones the body's natural antibodies to trigger an immune response. It is used for treating diseases such as cancer, autoimmune diseases, infectious diseases such as COVID-19 and rabies, transplant rejection, and allergic asthma. For example, monoclonal drugs are nivolumab and pembrolizumab used to treat cancer and is administered via intravenously. CAR T cells, chimeric antigen receptor T cell therapy. This is a type of therapy whereby a patient's own T cells are genetically used to target and destroy cancer cells. CAR T cells has demonstrated exceptional success in treating blood cancers, particularly in relapse or refractory of acute lymphoblastic leukemia and large B cells lymphoma. Checkpoint inhibitors allows the body's immune system to recognize and attack cancer cells more effectively. It regulates immune responses and prevents it from attacking healthy cells. Checkpoint inhibitors are used in combination with CAR T cells for treating cancers that have been historically difficult to manage. Therapeutic vaccines. Recent advancements are positioning therapeutic vaccines as treatment for existing diseases, including cancer. Therapeutic vaccines are designed to elicit an immune response against cancer cells. For example, Sipuleucel T for metastatic prostate cancer and TVEC for advanced melanoma. Here is a list of FDA approved CAR T cell therapies. CAR T cell therapy and its approved uses. Abecma, used for multiple myeloma. Breyanzi, used for follicular lymphoma, large B cell lymphoma, mantle cell lymphoma, and chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Carvykti, used for multiple myeloma. Kymriah, used for B cell, all, pediatric or young adult. Diffuse large B cell lymphoma and follicular lymphoma. Tecartus, used for B cell, all, adult. Mantle cell lymphoma. Yescarta, used for large B cell lymphoma and follicular lymphoma.